McGraw-Hill Professional presents Crucial Accountability, Tools for Resolving Violated Expectations, Broken Commitments, and Bad Behavior, 2nd edition. Written by Kerry Patterson, Joseph Grenny, David Maxfield, Ron McMillan, Al Switzler. 1st edition published as Crucial Confrontations. Narrated by Kerry Patterson. We dedicate this book to the world's best leaders, those managers, supervisors, associates, team members, parents, colleagues, and technicians who have routinely stepped up to tough, even hostile, problems and skillfully held others accountable. Thank you for your examples. Thank you for helping us learn. Preface. A note to our readers. This book is a companion to Crucial Conversations, Tools for Talking When Stakes Are High. Those who have read this offering or heard about it or bought the action figures are sure to wonder, what's the difference between Crucial Conversations and Crucial Accountability? We're glad you asked. Crucial Conversations deal with high-stakes interactions where emotions run strong and opinions vary. Crucial Accountability deals with a subset of these interactions. After parties have come to a common understanding and assignments have been made, meaning things are on course, someone fails to complete his or her assignment. All accountability conversations start with the question, why didn't you keep your commitment? And they end not merely when a solution is reached, but when it's done in such a manner that both parties are able to comply and the relationship is strengthened. In short, accountability conversations are the prickly, complicated, and often frightening performance discussions that keep us up nights. Now, here's how the two books relate. This book draws on the principles found in Crucial Conversations with an occasional and brief review of those pivotal concepts. With that said, almost all of the material you'll find here deals with the challenges associated with violated commitments and as such is new and standalone. Pick up this book, read it, put the ideas into action, and you'll never walk away from another broken promise again. Introduction. One of my problems is that I internalize everything. I can't express anger. I grow a tumor instead. Woody Allen. What is crucial accountability? And who cares? Stepping up to violated expectations. Sooner or later it happens to all of us. You're politely standing in line and a fellow cuts in front of you. What the? Well, you'll just have to say something. Just where do you think you're going? You bark. The line ends here. It begins there. To punctuate your point, you aggressively shake your finger in the direction of the beginning of the line. Nobody's going to play you for a fool. It turns out you're not alone in your impressive display of courage. Years ago, we asked people at a local mall if they would speak up to a line cutter. Almost all of them said they would. Nobody wants to be a patsy. But then later on, when we had people actually cut in front of people standing in line at a movie theater, not one person spoke up. Not one. Of course, not all the people we studied remained totally silent. Several made faces or turned to a friend next to them and griped about the intrusion. They reserved the right to badmouth line cutters behind their backs. Then came a breakthrough. After changing the age, gender, and size of the line cutters in trial after trial to no effect, a woman finally spoke up. She tapped the shoulder of the woman who cut in front of her and asked, who does your hair? It's a math thing. Later, when members of our research team asked people why they had gone to silence in the face of someone violating a social norm, not to mention violating the sacred line rights of the subject in question, most commented that the mental math they performed at the time of the infraction suggested it wasn't worth the effort. It was only a minor infraction of little consequence, and speaking up might actually cause a problem. Ergo, go to silence. So we upped the ante. We left the mall and sat down next to students at a university library and made loud noises. Once again, nobody said anything. Members of our research team practically held a party in a location that most of us see as the very temple of silence, and yet nobody said a word. It was a library, and we were talking really loud. Still, nothing. So we snuggled up close to library patrons seated at the tables around us and read from their books, occasionally underlining a passage or two. Again, little direct dialogue. Next, we went to the student union building, sat next to people seated in the cafeteria, asked them about the food they were eating, and then, you guessed it, started sampling French fries and pie from their trays. Still,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?